What's going on, everybody? If you would like to learn how I personally make one of these little thumbnails, then stick around. My name is Gary Waller, and this is Waller Life. Okay everyone, so like I said in the intro here, we're going to be doing a thumbnail tutorial, and we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop Mix first. The first thing you want to do is actually take a few photos of what you potentially may want to have as a thumbnail. As you can see here, I was playing around trying to find a better thumbnail for my GoPro mod video that that was my very first video I ever made. Trying to find the better thumbnail. The thumbnail that it originally has is not up to par with my channel now. So I think I went with this photo here. It's a really nice photo. It's got a pool in the background, really good shot of the GoPro itself, and I'm editing on my iPhone 8, and the picture was actually taken with my iPhone 8. So once you have your photo, you're going to go into Adobe Photoshop Mix. You're going to open up a canvas. With a Photoshop Mix, you can create custom canvases, and I have a preset one for the thumbnail for YouTube. It allows me to have the perfect size for any picture that I upload, and so I'm going to upload the photo that I decided to go with. It's going to ask you to resize the thumbnail or the picture. You can do that manually, or you can have it resize it yourself. I personally like to do it manually, so that way I get the exact shot that I want. Sometimes if you let it do it on its own, you may not get something that you exactly want perfectly. So once you've done this, you want to go ahead and save it, and that way you have the photo resized, and it's the same quality, but it's now in the thumbnail size. And that's just what I like to do. The very next thing is I like to open up Adobe Photoshop Express, which this app allows me to do a couple of different things. The very first thing that I like to do is I actually like to change the entire color of the photo. And both of the apps so far that I've showed you are free. For the iPhone, you can just download them. They have some professional grade versions, but for what you get with the free versions, it works for me for now. But I just like to kind of thumb through and figure out exactly what color I want to go with, and I change it up. I don't really like to keep the exact same format for my thumbnails all the time. I think I eventually went with the teal color, and once you figure that out, you just save it, because I'll show you guys a little trick that I do in the upcoming video. So once we get out of that, we're going to go back into Photoshop Mix. We're going to cut out the original GoPro in our photo, so that way we can overlay it. And this is kind of fast forwarded for you guys, so it's a little bit of a time lapse. You can see me zooming in and out, cutting it out, trying to get it as perfect as possible, trying to do the best job that I can. Now this was all done on my iPhone, and it's also done with my fingers, so you can use one of those pins that allows you to touch the screen, or if you have one of the professional Apple pins. I don't know if it works for the iPhone or not, but guys, let me know in the comment section. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. If you haven't already, if you like this video or enjoy what I'm talking about, go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's a skill set. Learning how to cut images out and stuff like that, it's definitely a skill, and you get better with it over time. So if you're a new or a new person trying to do this, don't get discouraged when you first try to do it and you don't round your edges perfectly or anything like that. It definitely takes time. It's not something you can perfect all at one go. The app has a multitude of things that allows you to use that helps you cut it out. But once we have it cut it out, as you can see, I have the GoPro 5 cut out, and I'm going to then put another photo, which is the photo that we colored, on top of that, switch those around. So I'm going to bring the GoPro that we originally cut out, and I'm going to overlay it exactly on top of the GoPro that is in the original background photo. So what that does is it gives a background color effect with the original photo staying in natural color, and I like that effect. So once we've done that, you're going to want to save that photo again. I see that I missed a couple of spots, and that's another good thing about this is once you have a colored background, you can actually see some of the pictures or some of the spots that you've missed that you couldn't see with a white background. And so right here, I'm just kind of touching everything up a little bit because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but I do realize that this is all done on my phone and it's all done with my finger, so I can't be completely perfect, but I do my best for you guys. Definitely for sure. I'm still a small YouTuber, and in the 60 videos that I've done, I've learned so much and I've had so much support. I greatly appreciate that. For those of you who comment in my videos, I comment back almost immediately, or I try to at least. So if you would like, I love to engage with my audience, so I appreciate it if you would comment. If you have any suggestions for future videos, or if you have a question, I'll be more than willing to answer that for you. Okay. So now that we have our photo, we're going to upload it through Adobe Photoshop. We're then going to fine tune the photo, so we're going to go to the fine details, and we're going to sharpen the image, take out some of the haze, and we're going to make the image more saturated and clear. And as you can see, I'm just kind of fine-tuning the color, saturation, the white balance. This app does have an auto Photoshop. Not the best, but if you're in a pinch, you can definitely just preset it to the auto, but I like to personally do it myself. So once you finish with all of your details, you can save the photo. And another thing that this app also does is it allows me to put a border, and I usually put a little small border on mine just to give that offset of a color. Depending on the background color, I'll offset that color. Again, this is all done on my iPhone 8. I plan to upgrade in the future to a MacBook or some kind of better platform for editing. But for now, I'm okay with using my iPhone. Okay, so the next app that we're going to use is go back into the Adobe Photoshop Mix, where I have a preset logo that I use in all of my photos, all of my thumbnails, and I just overlay that on top. Fonto automatically customizes the picture to your canvas that you originally uploaded from, and so I just maneuver my logo. Quick tip: do not put any image that you don't want in the bottom right corner in your thumbnails, because when you upload a video, the little spot that tells you how long the photo is or how long the video is actually going to be in that bottom right corner. So if you have a logo, don't put your logo in the bottom right corner of a thumbnail. Okay, so Fonto is an app that allows you to put fonts and words and text and stuff into your pictures. It's a really cool app that's also free, and it allows you to put a variety of different types of fonts, colors, different effects. There is a pro version that you can purchase, and it just allows you to do a couple more things, a couple more fonts, and it has a 3D effect. But I'm going to show you how to get a 3D effect with the free version. So here I'm just putting the text in the same exact font that I like. I'm also going to go back to each one and color them, put an outline over them, and shadow them. And if you would like to just kind of slow the video down so that way you can see the process a little better, feel free. And with this app, every single time I don't have a preset, I just kind of play around with it. Some days I feel different fonts, some days I like other colors, all kinds of different things. I know the usual thing is to have a preset thumbnail that is really good and it sticks out so that way you can be notified. as your favorite YouTuber's thumbnail, you can automatically know that. But at the same time, I like to be different, and I haven't quite figured out a thumbnail format that it really sticks with my personality or my style. So until then, I'm just going to keep playing around with it. But as you can see, I really liked the purple and green. But when I got it back into the irregular photo, I noticed the green was clashing with the teal in the picture in the background. So I decided, well, I might want to change that just a little bit. Right here is the shadow effect that I was talking about, and it actually just pops out of the screen for you, and it's just a little bitty shadow effect that causes the text to look three-dimensional. As you can see, went back into it and it kind of blurred into the text. Just kind of formatting it to make sure that the alignment of the text was perfect, but I found out that I didn't like that green, so I'm going to change it in just a moment. And there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's pretty much it for the thumbnail. I think I'm just adding the little final touches. I'm going to save it so that way I can then upload it. Once I upload this video, I'm actually going to upload the thumbnail to the video I made this thumbnail for. So if you wouldn't mind, comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Go be awesome.